The Disney company has announced that Epic Games will be making a huge Disney Fortnite expansion. But until that time, all they've got is a bunch of skins and things being added to Fortnite. Let's talk about which Disney character is going to be blowing people away here on That Park Place. Hello, I am Jonas J. Campbell, an investigative reporter for That Park Place, and here with me is my confidant, Mr. Culture Casino, and also high above the earth, in the atmosphere, above the atmosphere. Sorry, Mr. Space Dave 2000.
Hello, everyone. How are you today?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good.
Have
Culture.
you have
Are
you
you as
recovered
well,
from
Dave?
all the Disney
No.
fun?
No, I have not. Well, not for another week or so. My goodness. That Park Place is going through 3 videos a day trying to cover all of the D23 exploits before they expire and become rotten. Oh, wait, some of them are already. Say goodbye to the rivers of America at Magic Kingdom. Anyways, but before we get into any of that, probably for another video, D23 Fortnite event, everything announced during the Fortnite Disney event. This from sportsillustrated.com. It's actually videogames.si, but whatever. With this event, I don't know what they're going to talk about it for, but I'm using this as a springboard. In the middle of a D23 presentation that was supposed to be about experiences, which is theme parks, they decided they were also going to talk about Fortnite because the experiences division at Disney absorbed consumer products. It also absorbed the video game section of the Disney company. It used to be Disney Interactive, and then they shut that thing down as soon as Disney Infinity did not make a profit. I'm sure we can all remember Disney Infinity and the Toys to Life craze.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So with this, they have invested $1.5 billion into Epic Games to build that Disney Fortnite, which we don't know what that's going to be. It's probably going to be something along the lines of Lego Fortnite, something that exists alongside and interacts with Fortnite. But in the meantime, there is all of this. Basically, all they can do is put skins in Fortnite, and it was announced here that the next Fortnite season would be another Marvel season. One of the better seasons of Fortnite, I have to say. I'm going to go out on a limb here and ask: do either of you play Fortnite?
I've played it a few times, obviously more than once. I will say multiple times, but I'm not very good. So it's been a little while since I've played for lack of time, more than just just not being very good at the game.
Okay,
I
Dave.
channel my playing through other people. So yeah, as Culture said, I would probably get manhandled on the maps and
Yeah.
get embarrassed.
Well, embarrassment doesn't enter into it. I play, and I'm not very good myself.
I think you are protesting too much.
No, I'm not that good. We see it's going to be a great mystery whether or not whenever we face off against those Floral from Under a Rock people,
Yeah,
whether or
because
not we'll beat them.
Floral and Punkwaddle keep calling you guys out, correct?
That's
Yeah.
true. They do. But let's talk about what is going into this game here. So the only thing they have at the moment is putting in skins and doing seasons with Epic. And the place where Epic shines is taking all of that Disney IP and incorporating it into their game. I think Disney has some say on some level, but whenever Disney IP is in the hands of other people, it tends to do better. Looking at this right here, you have Jonesy, one of the main characters of Fortnite. If a main character exists in that massive multiplayer online, it looks like he might be a part of the battle pass here. The big headline was the Marvel Absolute Doom season. We're not going to play the trailer, but basically, it's just like all of the reveals that they do for the next Fortnite season. It goes through and it shows off all of the elements that will be in the season. But here's every skin in the Chapter 5 Season 4 Battle Pass that they revealed. First of all, Gwenpool. Do you guys have familiarity with this character?
Yeah, she's from the Spider-Man multiverse, correct?
I think so.
Or no, sorry, I'm mixing it up. She's from the multiverse of Deadpool. I apologize. Yes, I am familiar with her. I'm sorry for mixing those up. We're going to get killed in the comment section. I apologize.
Well,
yes.
I think that we'll probably be forgiven from the fact that I think that Gwenpool is Gwen Stacy, isn't she?
Mm-hmm. Yes. That's why we're like, how did they mix those two right?
Yeah.
Spider Gwen.
Yep. War Machine finally coming to the game. They had Tony Stark, and if you got to a certain level with Tony Stark, he could transform into Iron Man. Peelverine, which Peelverine is another Peely skin for some reason. I don't think I own any Peely skins, but giant banana people that you can dress up as in the game. Emma Frost wearing let's say a rated T for teen instead of rated M for mature costume. Captain Jonesy, which is a Captain America takeoff, that will be like the fourth Captain America style skin they've had in the game. Mysterio and Shuri, and that Shuri is of course the female Black Panther here. There were some indications that you could get Sabretooth, Meowscles, Fishpool, and of course Doctor Doom. They're saying that Doctor Doom is probably going to be the secret skin. It's not ever a secret anymore, but that's the nomenclature that they use. So at this event, other than the Fortnite announcement, they had the creative heads of each division come up. Jennifer Lee from Disney Animation, Pete Docter from Pixar, Dave Filoni, I'm going to say representing Lucasfilm because Kathleen Kennedy was not there, and there was one more. Oh yes, Kevin Feige from Marvel. Did you guys happen to watch this part of the presentation?
I was watching you watch the presentation. So,
I
yes,
was showing the presentation.
yes.
Yeah.
And Culture was trying to, yeah, like he was doing the play-by-play of it because they
Yeah.
couldn't get the audio. Yes, I
Yes.
saw that.
Someone has thrown an octopus onto the ice, and anyways, uh, in this case, as they're going down, it was very clear who was familiar with Fortnite and who was being told these are the things that you need to talk about. Dave Filoni, I don't think that he's a guy who's meant to speak in front of 12,000 people.
Yeah.
Um, he got up there and called back to the Vector games, but even repeating that he called back to the Vector games makes it sound like he said it more smooth than he actually did.
Didn't he
No.
bring up his daughter as well? That she was the one playing it. So
That was
what was
Jennifer
that?
Lee. I'm,
Jennifer
I'm
Lee.
I'm getting the idea that Jennifer Lee from Disney Animation probably not a huge Fortnite fan, but her
Mhm.
daughter Agatha probably a Fortnite fan.
Oh, that
And
name sounds familiar.
yeah, it does
Mhm.
sound familiar now that you mention it. Although it would be Marvel making that decision, I suppose. I don't know. And then Pete Docter talked about this as essentially like the Pixar shorts, where they're testing out new technologies. I don't actually have a lot of hope for whatever it is they're doing here in Disney Fortnite. It kind of remains to be seen whether or not it's going to be a big hit. Trying to adapt to a new medium is always full of trouble. But I will say Kevin Feige actually did a really great job on stage. He talked about the history of Fortnite with Marvel and the Thanos season that they did, and the fact that Thanos is still in the game, and the Marvel seasons that they've done in the past. Anyways, essentially, in order to get people hyped, they revealed that they're just going to be releasing a bunch of skins into the game. Cruella Deville, Captain Hook, and Maleficent. You can add them all into the game, and you have your choice of either an assault rifle or handguns or shotguns. Just like you would imagine Cruella Deville,
Yeah.
going after those puppies with. Um,
This seems kid friendly too. I mean, come
doesn't
on.
it? Doesn't
Mhm.
it? Doesn't it? It's a kind of a light version of it. I'm giving them a hard time at this exact moment of it, but I think this is something where most kids will probably understand. But it's an interesting idea. Like Nintendo won't let them put Mario in any games that have real guns at this point. But
Well,
Disney
yeah.
is signing up for this right now. I'm not offended. I'm just noticing. Also, Mr. Incredible, Elastigirl, and Frozone. I'm gonna guess. I bet Frozone pretty good shot.
Yeah, I think Frozen would be a lot of fun. There's the I think I would play as Mr. Incredible, but I think the hitbox would be huge.
Yeah, I think so too. He's kind of that size of the Venom skin, not the Tom Hardy Venom skin, but the big one. Or there's a Brutus skin that you can get where the shoulders are massive, or Cable from the X-Men. And finally, here, Star Wars Fortnite skins: IG-11 and a Grogu Blackbang and Moff Gideon. One of these I think is a good idea. First of all, I'm going to be saying it's IG88 here that gets it. There's a little bit of a controversy here for me because Fortnite, and we have another video on this that's come out on the channel talking about the end of Battle Pass exclusives.
I was
Yes.
pointing for everybody. It's going to be
Oh,
up
to
there.
that gameplay. So I thought you were pointing to Oliver Brandt, a writer based in Tasmania, Australia.
Oh
Um,
no, I was pointing. See, if people look up there right now, there's a little flag that's telling them about that video, and you
Oh
just
yeah,
click on. They
up
can
there.
click
Oh
on
yeah,
it.
you should do
Yeah,
that. You should do that,
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
But IG11 with a Grogu back bling. Sorry. Okay, so when they did the Mandalorian season, it was a
Mm-hmm.
big deal to get the Mandalorian, and you had to do a bunch of super specific quests in the game in order to get all of that Beskar upgraded within the game, and then you had to get us to a certain level in order to get the Grogu or Baby Yoda back bling with the pod and have Grogu animated behind you. And now, well, all you got to do is pay a little bit of money, get a little bit of those V-Bucks, just tie in your credit card, and now you get Grogu back bling. What do you guys think about that?
I'm not a
I'll just say
fan.
this: the power of one, the power of two, the power of
the,
many. That's all I can think.
the power of many dollars.
Yeah, the power of many V-Bucks going on here. My goodness.
Yeah. Looking at all of this, I'm glad to see the skins in the game. I don't know. There's so many collaborations now. It used to be when there was a big collaboration, I would always buy the skin. But now there's so many collaborations that I don't think I can keep up with it. And Deadpool and Wolverine, I passed on that one. I don't know that Cyclops skin. It does look pretty cool, and it's the '90s X-Men Cyclops. I might be tempted to pick that one up. Um, do you guys think that this is going to be a successful thing? As people who like Disney, as people who like video games, do you think that Disney has what it takes to make it in Fortnite, or does Fortnite have what it takes to actually tie in with Disney in a way that brings in those newer fans?
It's a good question. From my perspective, everything that Disney has touched in regard to their own IP has not been, around anymore. And as you mentioned, they kind of let a lot of things that don't meet their expectations kind of die off fairly quickly. So we'll know, I think, within the next 6 months whether this was successful or not. I don't really know what they're trying to do other than push their brands, right? Which makes sense because this is the most popular multiplayer on the world at the moment. So I get that, but when are we going to see the Fab Five next have some guns and jump onto the field and start gunning each other down? Like, where's the line? Where do we draw it? I understand Star Wars characters and stuff that kind of makes sense in their world, but it makes me a little uncomfortable how they treat their IP, and that's just my opinion. So, will it do good? Maybe, but they don't have a good track record, I would say, in the gaming sphere.
Yeah, I think you have a very good point. The Star Wars characters, obviously, they're in wars, so they would have guns by just naturally. And then I think underneath that would be Marvel. They're superheroes, so some of them are in fact like war heroes. So that makes sense that they would have guns. I would say that even though Mr. Incredible and Frozone, I guess Mr. Elastigirl was the other one. That makes me a little uncomfortable seeing them holding semi-realistic weapons. But Captain Hook, Cruella DeVille, and Maleficent, that's the part where I start to wonder what are we doing here? Some of these are in preschool shows.
Yeah.
These characters, depending on how you view it. Yeah, I wonder if there are lines at Disney for
No.
stuff like this, because the things that we have thought that Disney would never do in children's programming, well, they do some of those things now. Culture, do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I think that you're going to see an expansion of our questions of why are they doing that? What are you doing, Disney? That's your favorite line. But I mean, you're gonna see this happening more and more frequently, and there is no line at Disney. They're all up for destroying the perception and characterization of not only their characters but their parks. So why not, their representation in video games? Why not that too?
And I think this will drive forward. And I think culture, you've mentioned this perhaps before, is that, for example, they would not think twice. For example, their ships, putting gambling things on their ships, and you're
Mm-hmm.
pulling that lever and Mickey's spinning there with Minnie. They don't have any qualms about that. I don't believe they do. And this is just kind of an example of that. They don't have any barriers anymore to what's appropriate for the IPs they use, and it speaks volumes. And it does make me uncomfortable, and it makes me kind of leery of the brand in general because of what they do and what's behind that. And like you said, this is preschool stuff for kids. What are we doing here?
Yeah, it's a good question. But turning it back to the game itself, will it work in Fortnite? Sure, it already has. It already has. It's just they need to use the right character selection, as you suggested, Dave. And I think that if Disney's really trying to spin this into something else or be a part of a broader metaverse or whatever, I don't think this is the route forward, because much like anything that is a multiplayer that has to be accessed online, this has a ticking clock on it, as I've said before, when it comes to Fortnite. And I have a feeling that clock is on the last third of its wind. So we'll see.
We'll see. I don't know. It does make more sense to me if they start doing things in, I don't know, Fortnite Festival or Lego Fortnite. And there are, of course, Lego properties that are also Disney properties. And Lego does. The company that owns Lego also has a portion in Fortnite. Anyways, this has been a more of a Disney-centered conversation than we would usually have on That Game Place. There are obvious reasons for why that happened. We're probably not going to be talking about it, Disney a lot going forward, but I'd still like your thoughts on the conversation in the comment section down below. Of course, like this video if you like this video. And culture, what are we saying to end these things?
Get your game on.